Nate! Help!
Oh my god, what happened?
I was practicing my balance and the floor turned into lava. Now I'm stuck.
Oh my god. Ow!
Help!
Oh, wow, it really is hot. Okay, I'm coming to save you. Hold on.
Careful.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, be careful. No!
Oh boy.
No!
Oh boy.
Come on.
Okay. Here you go.
Oh, nice.
Jump on out.
Yeah. It's not so bad. Alright. Thanks, buddy.
Hey. How about me? A little help? Hey, where are you going? Come back here.
Alright, welcome back. I'm Mikey.
I'm Nate.
And we're here to help you
Improve your balance.
Okay, so today we're going through level 4 of the Book of Balance here by Lex Gonzales. So we've had 3 levels so far, progressively building up. This one uses a lot of different props. So in that intro there, you saw some of them on the floor. We're just having fun with that. So even a mug, a chair, a pen, and then some of these balance pads that we had in the background, like a squishy surface. If you don't have those, you could potentially even use a pillow that you'd want to use, and then some sort of round object, or and then even like a beanbag or something small that you could toss and drop and be okay. So go start collecting a few of those if we want, and we're going here in a second.
Yeah, so today we're also launching a 3 Weeks to Better Balance kind of live course. So we have an online course, we have a community of people from all over the world who are joining at the same time. So within 3 weeks, you're gonna see your balance greatly improve. We've seen people anywhere from 18, lately I had somebody improve their balance by 78%. So you test your balance at the beginning, take the 3 weeks, test it at the end, and you're gonna see a marked improvement. So check out balanceforlife.com and you can find out more about the 3 Weeks to Better Balance program.
Sounds good. All right, so let's get going. So the first one here, you're just going to want to have your chair. And careful, if you have your props around now, just move them to the side, and we'll just use them one by one. Make sure there's nothing you might step on if you have to use your step method of preventing falls. So this book talks a lot about 3 different methods for keeping our balance. So there's the foot method or the ankle method, so using your ankles to keep stability, the hip method, so using your hips in different directions to keep that center of mass over your center of balance, and then the step method, so you have to use it, take a step to prevent that there. So just find a little chair here, and they have 3 different levels of touch on the chair. Just that little diagram there, so it's like a 1 finger touch, a whole hand touch, or the smiling with your eyes closed if you feel like your balance is okay and you really want to challenge the visual aspect of it.
I think it's a light touch, or your hand isn't touching but it's very close to it, or your eyes are closed. Now if you want though, you can hold it as well.
Okay, yeah, that makes a little more sense. So light touch, hovering over it, or hands away, eyes closed. So starting just 8 or 12 inches back from the chair, we're just going to do some little partial squats, they call it. So however low you can go, just slightly bend those knees. All right, looking to keep that good posture, your ankles, hips, shoulders in line, and just doing a little bit of a squat there. You can even do this against a wall if you want, or like they were saying, you can close your eyes a little bit. And you can play with your base of support too. You can have wide feet, give you a bigger base, make this a little easier for your balance, all right, or feet together, and it's going to change the range of motion a little bit, all right, but you're going to have to use those stabilizer muscles as well as your squat, your quadriceps, and your glutes, for this sort of partial squat, sit to stand exercise. So just at your own pace, your own intensity, just a little bit of a warm-up here.
Yeah, it really makes a difference if you're just lightly touching, or if you're hovering but you're not touching, you're confident that you know if you need to, you can grab onto it, or eyes closed really does make it more challenging.
Alright, and shake it out there. Just a little warm up there, nice and simple. Next one is just going to be a standing knee raise. And so same thing, you can either lightly touch the chair, hover above it, or be away from it with your eyes closed.
You can really vary the height of your knees, so starting with little steps, kind of marching, or gradually increasing and making it bigger.
Right.
Eyes closed really does make it tough. Yeah, hovering a little longer gives you a little static balance.
Yeah, so this book recommends holding the position for 3 to 5 seconds. So when you hold it there, all right, it's really gonna test your balance.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. So there's some dynamic element of the movement, but then practicing static balance, this is a nice combination, a little bit of both.
Stay nice and tall, breathing. Good. Easy one to do pretty much anywhere. All right, in line at the grocery store. Won't get too many weird looks.
Oh, I already get lots of weird looks.
Nice. All right, so pretty straightforward there. The next one, we're going to work on the outside of the leg. So we talked in the last video about adduction, so the inside of your leg, and then the abduction, the abduction, where the leg's coming away from you. So we're going to work on the abduction, lift your leg up and to the side. And so same hand positions, try to keep a nice tall body. If you have your hand away from the wall or the chair, you really have to engage those core muscles, all right? And then as you become more balanced, more comfortable with the motion, you can play with lifting that leg a little higher off the ground and going a little bit slower even. Okay, that slow control is really going to test your balance. And you start to feel in the feet and the ankles, the hip of that standing leg.
Yeah, pausing a little bit at the edges definitely makes it more challenging.
And that might be pretty weak for some people, so let's switch sides and we'll do 2 sets on each side here. So again, just raising it out there. If your balance is feeling really good, you can just do sort of one leg, all right? And then you can really challenge yourself again to close those eyes. But this is a muscle group we don't use too much, and a good one just to focus on strengthening that muscle right now.
And your standing leg also will probably feel it as well. Sometimes we focus on the moving leg, but it's the stabilizing leg sometimes that needs a lot of work too. Oh yeah.
So this is really important for that step strategy of preventing falls. We're doing something unexpected. Oh no, we have to reach. All right, find a better foothold, increase our base of support. All right, and that muscle, the outside leg muscle, firing it so you can, get out there quickly. All right, and make sure you have enough range of motion to keep yourself safe.
It's also really important for fall resilience because every time your muscles are pulling on your bones through this kind of exercise, you're actually strengthening your bones. So a lot of people have hip fractures and falls on their sides because it's weak. The muscles are weak to kind of pad the bones, but the bones are weak because the muscles aren't doing enough. So strengthening the outer hips really has multiple benefits, but also preventing injury if you do have a fall. All right.
Yeah, those legs get pretty tired pretty quick, so switch back and forth as you need.
Yeah, it's really worth working on these. And it's important also, sometimes I see people tilting their whole body. So that's a little bit of a cheat because you're not really using the leg as much. You're just kind of counterbalancing with your upper body. And so try to keep your upper body more or less still and really isolate the outer hips when you do this.
Yeah, even if it's just, a foot away from your other foot, that's isolating. Those tend to be weaker outside of the leg muscles. Good.
All right.
Yeah, shake it off there. So a slightly larger muscle group. We're just going to be kicking our heel back, working the hamstring. Or if you have little ankle weights, this could be a good one to do for that. But again, same strategy of light touch on a chair, no touch, eyes closed, and then holding that position again. All right, a couple of seconds, especially for this exercise, you'll start to feel a little more effort from those hamstrings.
One thing that's really nice with this is just putting a blanket on there, so you can use that as a little bit of a weight. So not everybody has ankle weights, but everybody's got some sort of blanket or even just a towel. And TheraBands work too, but this is one easy way that you can add a little bit of weight. Just putting a heavy blanket or a big yoga mat or towel on there.
Yeah, and you can work on one leg at a time. Do about 10 reps, and then switch it over to the other side. keeping that nice tall posture, breathing.
Yeah, once you get your balance, try to either hover your hands over the chair or take them away completely, or close your eyes to make it even harder.
Switch legs again if you need. If you don't have a blanket, you can sort of squeeze the back of the leg. Don't hurt yourself, but play with adding a little extra effort at the end of the movement to just sort of squeeze the muscle, even if it's not going any higher. Add a little extra effort for that hamstring. Switch, last side.
Now, we talked about this in the sitting version, but the hamstrings really play a big role in your posture. When they become tight, they tend to pull your body forward. So having long and strong hamstrings actually can help your whole torso lengthen and your posture improve.
Nice, good. And shake that out. And stretch in there if you need.
Yeah, a little counter stretch is just folding over and stretching the backs of your legs there.
Nice. All right, so similar thing. We're just going to be going from standing on our toes to standing on our heels. Again, near a wall or a chair, vary your touch level, eyes closed if you want. Be careful coming onto your toes. If you want to do this in front of a couch, you're much more likely to fall backwards here than you are forward. All right, much easier if you're on your toes to take a step forward. When you're rocking back on your heels, that change from being balanced to off balance is pretty small. You only have a little bit of your heel bone trying to hold you up there versus all of your midfoot and toes going forward. Yeah, getting on your toes, really a challenge, but it's really important to strengthen those shin muscles and the tops of the feet, because if we're stepping over something, we don't want to have our foot drop and catch on a stair or toy or something. Yeah. All right, and if we do catch something, we want that strength to be able to overcome it and flick through it so we can still get our toe up so we can catch ourselves as we land.
This is really important when you start to notice people shuffling their feet. This is a big problem, and that's not only a trip hazard because people start tripping on rugs or on little cracks in the sidewalk, but they've also found that when people start shuffling their feet, it's a sign of mental decline also. It's been linked to that. So being able to really keep your feet active and strong will first of all help counter that, but it may be connected to your brain as well.
Shake those out, take little breaks if you need. All right, again, easy one to do pretty much anywhere. Now we're going to start going into more of the hip strategy. All right, so again, similar to last time, we're going to be reaching forward to grab something. All right, so you can put a target, you can put a pen even or a cup on the chair. But for this level 4 versus the last level 3 where they did this, we're going to add one of these foam balance pads. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, a little balance pad. You can get these online. We'll have a link there. This one is called From Yes for All, and it's basically about 2.5 inches thick, and it's kind of squishy. You can see these in physical therapy offices. They're really handy. There's a lot of things you can do with them, so we do recommend picking one up. This one's from Clever Yoga. It's a little smaller, same kind of thing. So you can find these. And you can use these as well.
Yeah, they feel just absolutely great on your feet too, even if you're not doing exercises, just to stand on. So worth picking up. So for this, you're going to stand a little bit away, all right, so that you can reach for that object. All right, and you can go both hands or one hand at a time. All right, but slightly bending the knees, sticking those hips out, finding that target, and then coming back up to a nice tall posture at the end.
Yeah, once you get comfortable with a certain distance, try taking it back just a little further.
No. And if you don't have one of these pads, that's okay. You can just do it on the floor. If you put your feet together, that'll make this a little more challenging. If you have a pillow you don't mind standing on, that can add a similar bit of imbalance, but just make sure you're careful with it. You're selecting it. You're not Pillows aren't made for this, so just use your best judgment and work for about 85% exertion. And we're not trying to get you to the point of failing, all right? We're trying to build you up step by step so that we don't reach that point.
Yeah, and you can really feel it in the torso and the trunk, the back muscles here, really extending the spine. Nice. Okay.
There you go. So the next one, all right, we're just going to turn sideways, and now you're going to be reaching for that same target on one side. And then after a few repetitions, we'll turn around. You can go from the other direction and work on the other hip.
Yeah, and really take it slow. You'll notice all the interesting strategies your body has. You might bend your knees, or you might shift your hips, your head, your arm might counterbalance. So really notice all those things and take them in. And little by little, you can start to control for them. So maybe try it without the arm, or try it with a little less knee bend, and you can kind of isolate different parts of your body that you want to work on.
Nice. And we go ahead, turn around, or move your object to the other side, whichever's convenient in your space.
If you have something delicious to drink, you can give yourself a treat. You know, we're just like Pavlov's dogs. We can be trained also.
Yeah, right.
So give yourself a treat when you exercise, and you'll be more inclined to do it. So have fun with it. There's nothing in here, unfortunately.
Yeah. Next football game, you can do the Cheeto grab. Sit a little further from the snack table, and you can justify it as working on your hip strategy or fall prevention.
Impress your friends.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Very good there. Okay. So keep the chair around if you want, just for balance. But the next one, it's what they call standing foot drawing, like a art drawing. And you're just going to draw a different shape. All right. So if you can see my feet here, all right. So you're going to reach forward and out. And you're just going to draw a square and back even to your heel. All right. So nice, easy. Just drawing a square. All right. Maybe a bigger square, a smaller square.
Yeah, this can be really fun. You can do circles,
And change it up.
triangle, different directions.
So yeah, let's go the other direction, whatever shapes you're working on. Star.
Yeah. Do you know the 8-sided star? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
So if you know a fancy star, you can do that.
Okay.
5-pointed star is a pretty good go-to.
Nice. And you can switch the other legs if you want. To. So nice and simple to start with. Make sure you've got your balance. All right, then you can make it a little quicker, a little bigger, a little different shape. All right.
Trapezoid.
And we're not reaching behind us too much here. You can, but I don't think it's too necessary. It is really important to be able to do that. So keep that in mind as well, but don't overexert it if you feel like you're off balance at all with this.
A fun challenge is to write your name in cursive. So you really have to, hopefully you don't have a long name like mine. Or just maybe your autograph. I got a long name, hold on.
Yeah.
There.
There we go. Dot dot I.
Gotta sign it.
Funny. So if you have, so now find your round object, whatever that is, whether it's a tennis ball, a larger, a soccer ball even, whatever it is, we're just going to be rolling it around in a circle with a foot. So now it's sort of that same range of motion we were just doing, but you really need that sensation in your feet, all right, and a little bit more balance control. Okay, this is really working on that proprioception because you're reaching for something, but then it kind of disappears, and you have to keep challenging your brain to find it in a new place. Okay, this is a really good one, all right, for linking those neurons in your brain and your muscles and your sensory organs.
And switch sides often. If one leg gets tired, don't keep forcing it. Give it a break, and it'll get stronger with time. It can be fun to go behind your leg, kind of like the star step, rolling it.
And we play soccer, so maybe this is a little more natural. So just really go slow, go the other direction. I wouldn't say worry too much about where the ball goes each time, just so that we keep finding it, keep moving it. And switch again if you need.
Try not to step on the ball.
Yeah, it's a big one. These are kind of nice. They're both sort of flat, so if we step on them, your foot will just sort of fall to the ground. It doesn't really impede your ability to touch the floor.
Yeah, smaller ones are probably a little safer. The bigger ones will cause a bigger movement if you step on it. So, yeah, start slowly. Do it in front of a couch if you're concerned of falling.
You can use the top of the foot and the toes when it goes behind you. Alright, nice.
Go!
So we're going through these a little quicker. These sections, these chapters are a little longer. So now, if you have a book, we're going to be doing reading while tandem walking. Alright, so a few different strides. So find a book or magazine or something, and just to help you focus, alright, or actually distract you, alright, from your body's movements. Your mind's engaged in a different way, you're reading a book, alright, and you're just standing first, just whatever's really comfortable, alright, and then closing your feet together, changing that base of support, and if that feels okay, we'll give you a few more advanced steps here. So if your feet are together, you're going to slowly move one forward, alright, and more midline. Alright, so see, we can see that again. So feet together, alright, make it a little challenger, move your heel of one foot, towards the toes of the other foot. Alright, and then if it's all the way in front of your toes, you can cross it over right in front of you. So you're on sort of a balance beam, alright, and that's called full tandem position. Alright, so this really challenges your balance here.
Yeah, so partial tandem is feet together, one foot just in front, but still a little space between. Full tandem, yeah, one in front of the other. And so start with a small book. Don't start with War and Peace, okay? You don't want to be here all day. So maybe a magazine article. And it really can be a good way. If you have something short, read a chapter with one foot in front and then read a chapter with the other, and you'll be able to get your exercise in and your reading at the same time.
Yeah, this is a great strategy, even that's recommended in this book, doing some of the exercises while you watch TV. So if you're using your time in an enjoyable way too, you can still get up a little bit and get something out of this. You can go to one leg if you want. So this is sort of the progression of our 3-minute balance test, where you go from feet together, one in front of the other tandem, and then to one leg. So if you can read a book on one leg, not only are you going to get the balance, all right, but you're also going to start to turn on the cells in your bones that create more bone density. All right, but that prolonged pressure turns those cells on, increases bone density, and easy way to multitask here.
I noticed some flamingos reading books while standing on one foot the other day. So this is a very natural thing in the wild sometimes. All right, just got 20 more pages to go.
Yeah, so however long you want to do that, go read a book later if you want, and we're going to move on. So this one is called a step up. Right? So if you have a box or something solid, you can step onto actually. We're not just tapping the top of it, we're going to put our weight onto it. So you can go to the bottom of the stairs even and use that first stair if you want. All right, just make sure it's safe. And if you have a yoga blocks are a little small, a little wobbly even on their most stable setting. But if that's where your balance level's at, that's great. You have a yoga block around, you can stand on that. But you're just really going to be stepping up and onto that item, all right, and then back down.
Yeah, so start with something real stable. The yoga block, as Mikey was saying, can be just a little bit wobbly. You can wear shoes if you're at all concerned. That'll give you a little bit more stability. But yeah, top of the stairs are probably the best thing at home if you don't have something like a box, a stable wooden box or something.
And the balance pad here is really nice too, because when you step up, you really feel it wobble under you a little bit, and it's going to train those muscles in your lower leg and feet. And play with the balance leg, the one off the ground. There, you can just sort of set it next to it, all right, or you can really bring it up high and 90-degree angle. You can alternate feet each time, or do a few reps with the same one. Yeah, I like that step up, high knee, pause.
Yeah.
That's really good. We use that in track and running because you want to keep that core nice and stable, even if the surface below you isn't. A few more. And doing this while walking upstairs, if there's a handrail, just a little pause.
Yeah, but don't go all the way up the stairs. Okay, just stay on the first one.
Alright, hold, freeze, statue. Alright, see if you can hold it while we go on to our next one. Alright, so now we're going to start on the stair or wherever it is, and we're going to practice stepping sideways and down. Alright, so a little different here. We're going to be stepping sideways. So if you're on a stairwell, alright, that bottom stair, you're going to step down sideways and then pause and then step back up. So just a little different angle that we're stepping up and onto something.
This is where the bow yoga balance bar, this can really help too, especially if you're in the middle of a room and you don't have something to hold on to. Just having a lightweight little touch on something can make a big difference. And then if you find your balance, you can always lift it up, so you don't have to rely on it either.
Make sure we're going both directions, both feet. Nice. Alright, yeah, easy one. You can do it with a curb, if you're waiting for the bus again. A little curb, step onto, different directions. The next one is just a one-legged stance. Alright, so we've done this a lot. If you want to just do this afterwards or on your own, I think that's a quicker use of our time here. And just find a place, find a surface. It could be on a wobbly surface, a balance board, or something like this to really make it intense, or just standing in front of the TV, hold it for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. All right, let those muscles fatigue, sort of build that endurance.
Yeah, using time can be really good because you can see the progress, and you can set goals too. Sometimes if you've been doing it 20 seconds and your goal is to do it for 30, that's going to give you a little bit of motivation to continue. Okay, so set realistic goals.
Yeah. So shake it out there. We're going to move on a little bit. So now we're going to go back to those calf raises. All right. So all we're going to do is we're going to go onto our toes, but we're going to add our arms to it as well. Okay. So find a nice safe space. You can have the couch behind you if you want. On your toes, hands up. You can go really slow and controlled. Okay, that's going to help those muscles strengthen even faster. Okay, slow, controlled. If you hang onto the wall, you can just do one hand at a time, but see if you can just tap the wall and not just hang on to it, or one finger pressure only.
If you want to make it a little more challenging, you can use an object, so holding your block or small animal and lifting it up.
Spenya.
Little Lion King moment. That'll give your arms a little more of a opportunity to strengthen also.
If you want to add that's tough. And adding the toe raise with arms backwards is a little different, so we'll just stay on our toes.
You're always keeping us on our toes, aren't you, Mikey?
Always. And try to keep the very back of your heel off the ground even.
Oh yeah, this is prime cramping territory here, so if you get cramps, just stop, tap it out.
Alright, so yeah, pretty easy, pretty simple to do on your own. Now we're going to start to use some of our visual and vestibular tracking senses. So if you have a small ball or a pen or a beanbag or some item you can throw and be okay dropping, we're just going to do a little bit of a toss. Alright, so one hand to the other. So you're going to just watch the ball, toss it up, catch in the other hand. Watch the ball.
So you want your eyes to track. So try not to move your head, but just let your eyes track it. And the higher you go, the harder it is.
And make it more challenging, you can narrow your base of support. So take your wide stance, go to 2 feet or even 1 foot.
Oh, we haven't dropped it once.
Pretty good. Yeah, must be doing those balance programs.
Yeah, you can start getting creative. If it's not challenging, try with your eyes closed. That makes it a whole lot harder.
Nigh impossible, some would say. Yeah, have fun with it. Good to be little jugglers, fun playing with kids. They always like to do things like this. All right, so if you have a rubber ball, something that bounces, the next exercise I recommend is, whoa, that's a bouncy one. It's just bouncing the ball on the ground and catching it. So again, playing with just keeping your head in position and using your eyes to track, right, which might work your peripheral vision, looking down. You can go from right hand to left hand, right, but we're just playing with a little bit different angle of tracking and catching.
So a tennis ball works really well on like a hardwood floor, or a racket ball, or these little kind of rubber balls.
And if you don't have something like this, you can just stand on your leg, go get some coffee, all right? But good to find these objects or go get one so you have them around the house so you can use these, all right? These are definitely proven methods to improve these different abilities, and it's just a matter of time and repetition. So make it fun, figure out a way you like to do with those, and challenge yourself. Yeah, have a bit of, make it a game. All right, so now we're gonna go back to the pen and visualizing the pen, all right? And we're gonna be moving it in different directions, all right? So up, down, side to side, and diagonally, all right, while our head is fixed, all right? So we're facing forward, and we're moving the object around our bodies in different ways. Be creative, switch it up, okay? Figure out where the edge of your visual field is. Put it in the other hand so you can test the other side.
You want to keep your head fixed, so it's just your eyes moving.
And then with the stance, again, they're recommending so you can go from wide, feet together, 1 foot slightly in front of the other, and then in line or 1-footed. So challenge yourself wherever you're at with that.
So you might try it feet together for a while, then partial tandem, and then full tandem would be the hardest one. And it's amazing how challenging that can be, full tandem with your eyes moving. You're going to feel your legs kind of micro-adjusting quite a bit.
Yeah, that's much, much more challenging. All right, good. work. So last one, again, is the star step. And we're going to use gaze fixation again. So what you want to do is figure out your 8-pointed star again, whether you map it out with tape on the ground, you put some pennies around you, all right, but it should be one in front, one behind, one on each side, and then 4 at those 45-degree angles. So you have 8 points evenly spaced around you. All right, and for us it's easy, we get to look at a camera, so that's sort of our place that we look for this. All right, but just find somewhere on the wall, if you're watching the screen, same thing for you. All right, but whatever you want to focus on, all right, have that ready. And the way it works is your feet are together and one foot's going to be working, reaching out to these different directions. And it recommends using a metronome. So if you go online, you can just search into Google or your search engine metronome, one should come up. All right, and they say start about 40 beats per minute. So out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. All right, and we can speed it up if we want. This one behind you can be really tricky. If you have any hip problems or especially like a replaced hip, maybe avoid the full crossover sort of bowler's reach. All right, just be gentle with yourself. Figure out what's in your current range of motion, and then just slowly start to add to it.
All right, should we go to 50?
Yeah, we switch legs and speed it up just a little bit. Keeping that head stable, focusing on one point while your body moves around.
And if you need to, you can use your hands to help balance, but with practice, you're going to try to keep your hands more close to your body. Ooh, starting to feel it.
Yeah, you definitely feel this in the hips.
Should we do 60?
All right, so back to the other leg. We go 60.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this might be too fast for you, so pick a metronome beat that works and try to do at least 1 to 2 rounds for each one. As you get stronger, you're going to notice you can step faster and wider. So try it with a friend, challenge them to it. Star stepping duel or something. And practice.
Dueling star
A little
steps.
friendly competition.
And shake it out. All right, last one here.
Yeah, let's do the other leg.
And so again, keep that gaze fixed. And go.
Don't stub your toe.
I stuck my toe on the balance mat. Good thing it was soft. Yeah, careful. As you get tired, that's when falls can happen too. So if you're tired, if you're coming off another workout, just slow down first and make sure that you're doing these things in a safe way. But that's it for level 4. Good work, congratulations. Hopefully you're seeing some improvement. This is a really good book. Lex Gonzales, the Book of Better Balance. We'll have a link below, go check it out. And there's 2 more, level 5, level 6, that will be coming out this week. We put out videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, so join us. All right, there's also the live course going on right now, so if you're doing the 3 weeks to better balance, we're getting a group together and we're going through it day by day. And so go to our website, balanceforlife.com. You can see our schedule for when those live classes are, and you can register for the next one.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for watching, and do share this. So if you know somebody who can improve their balance, if you have a loved one who you're starting to be concerned about, these videos are free. We want to offer this to everybody, and if you need more help, we also can do private sessions, we can do one-on-one work. We also have product recommendations, things you can do at home to really improve your balance and prevent falls. So thanks so much for watching. I'm Nate.
I'm Mikey.
And until next time,
Stay balanced, my friends.